everyone. Here we are again meeting together to talk about netiquette. The video today will focus on the internet etiquette that we all need to know about in order to be adept at business communication using technology and achieve best outcomes for our communicative efforts. Internet etiquette is nothing else but a set of codes or customs or protocols, if you like, that govern the world of telecommunication. Today, in the age of pandemic COVID-19, we are forced to communicate even more on the internet than we would have ordinarily done in our professional lives. So the founding principles of netiquette that I would like to cover today are, in my words, I-CALM, I-C-A-L-M. You can think of it as I am calm and I will communicate effectively. I stands for inclusivity, sensitivity, a caring for the other person, the audience. C stands for clarity of content. A stands for appropriacy as well as aestheticism, appropriacy of medium, aestheticism of content and choice of words, syntax, etc. And finally, L and M. L stands for legality, ethicality, the constitutional parameters, the laws of the land that govern all communication for everyone around. And finally, manners, the primary reason that we are making this video today. A little bit of manners never killed anyone, right? So I-CALM. On the basis of I-C-A-L-M, let me assess the protocols or the etiquette or the netiquette that govern listening, writing, reading and speaking. Listening and writing I have clubbed together as semi-active communication media. Listening, how do we listen well? How do we convey to the audience that we are listening well? We listen attentively with our full focus. If I am on camera and I am a listener to your video or something that you're seeing me listen to you, I should keep my eyes on the camera. I should keep my eyes on you, which is today the camera. I should not look elsewhere while you are talking. I should not do approximate or random body gestures which show, perhaps to you, that I may or may not be seriously engaged with what you are saying today. So listening attentively in a focused and engaged manner, that's one. Obviously, out of respect for you and me, I will reduce all my ambient noise. I would not like to bombard you or your input, audio input, with background noise that relates to my place of communication. I would also like clarity. In case I cannot understand what you are saying or I am not sure that I understand what you are saying, I will ask you, I will raise a hand, I will wait for you to ask me, yes Sunita, do you have a question? And I will ask you rather than assume. So clarity, please ask, don't assume. As they say as a joke, that assume is actually as, you, me. Which means if I assume, I am making an ass of both you and me. Okay? So let us have clarity. Finally, for listening, I am a great fan of making notes. Making notes of my questions, my doubts. Making notes of also what you would like me to retain from what you are saying. So as an audience, I request you, when we are listening to others' communication, we should not hesitate to take a pen and paper and make notes. And finally, body language. You might say, we are listening. How does it matter if my body language is a little awry? Yes, it matters. I will show you two very commonly used body language during listening that you must have seen in your normal everyday living room areas. People liking what you are saying will lean forward if you're sitting down. People not really liking what you are saying or disagreeing with what you are saying will lean back with their hands folded. So these are body language cues that we need to give to the audience or to the speaker or to the person that we are listening to, in order to make that person feel, yes, I am making sense. Yes, I am being appreciated, and that's very important. And finally, let us concentrate on making this a two-way communication, even if it's semi-passive. Through your body language, through your eye contact, through your smile, through your nodding heads, through your note making, through your raising hands, let us try and make every communication in the internet era a two-way communication, however constrained that might be. Moving on to writing. Writing is again another semi-passive mode of communication. Why I say semi-passive is, when I'm writing or when you are writing, probably you are doing it in your own communication bubble, either in your own room or your own keypad. Normally we do not write and talk simultaneously. It does happen, normally it doesn't. So what are the appropriate etiquette codes to maintain while we are writing? Obviously not of body language. 1. Appropriacy. Let us choose the correct medium. Let us choose the correct font, or the typeface if you prefer. The typeface style, the typeface size. Let us choose the correct content. Of course, content is dictated by our requirements. But the language of the content, the register of the content, is in your hands and my hands. Let us choose from the best professional, polite words possible. Even if our requirement is on the bit of an aggressive side, if we wish to disagree, if we wish to make a harsh point across, let us choose the best formal professional language doing that. Finally, we are not ever, even if we are in the confines of our rooms or offices or anywhere, we are never away from the confines of the constitutions or the law of the land. So our communication has to be legal, it has to be ethical, and it has to be inclusive and sensitive. You do not know sometimes who your audience is. You just know that it's a You just know that it's a designation. You do not know the person's beliefs, the person's preferences, the person's choices. So do remember to get only your points across, only your communicative content across, not any prejudice or bias that might be a baggage of your situation going over to somebody else who may or may not understand it clearly. So, writing. Appropriacy, clarity, legality, inclusivity or sensitivity. What about reading? Reading is a semi-active communication medium. I say semi-active because if you are reading aloud, you are probably reading aloud because somebody else has asked you to, or you need to address a few people around you that wish to hear what you are reading. So it's a semi-active communication medium. What do we do when we read? How do we exhibit appropriate etiquette when we read? We never assume. We check for clarity. And yes, our intonation, our voice needs to be loud. Loud as in not shrieking loud, of course. Loud as in clear and voluble. This is just a brief overview of listening, writing and reading. Now let us come to the most important aspect of communication today, speaking. I'm sure we all love to speak and we all love to be heard. So what are the netiquette conduct rules that determine whether my spoken communication or your spoken communication is going to achieve the best outcome? Number 1, make sure that our tech devices are working perfectly. There's nothing like bad editing, bad or jerky camera movements, moving around physically for a speaker, or moving the hands and fiddling around with stuff in their hands. Please let us keep our body language, our attire at our professional best, at our polite best. Finally, in speaking, Also, as in listening, we need to ensure that there is no ambient noise that interferes with what I am saying. My content needs to be clear, and our hands are as much part of our communication as our faces. So just as we prep our bodies, or should I say the upper part of our bodies, which are going to be on camera mostly, we should always take care of our hands, our gestures, our nails, a little bit of embellishment or accessorizing if you wish, within the confines or within the etiquette of professional grooming. So once again, to recap, netiquette governed by the factors ICAM, inclusivity, clarity, appropriacy and aestheticism, legality and manners. Listening, writing, semi-passive modes of communication, where also body language, eye contact, smile plays a role. Speaking is a full-on communicative, active connect. So there we need to be mindful of our space, of our body, of our attire, of clarity of content, of words we use, and ambient noise. I hope this resolves certain issues that we have had in our minds for quite some time now, since the pandemic, about what are the rules that we need to remember and make sure that our communication hits the nail on the head, that we get the best outcomes. I hope you have been able to summarize a few points and make a note of it. Do let me know if there is something else that you wish me to address. Leave your comments below. Until the next time, take care, be safe, put on a mask. See you again. Thank you.